Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Berryjuicysweet Dishes. And if this is your first time, please hit that like button and also that bell right beside. And to all my returning viewers, welcome back. And to everyone, all positive vibes. Well, today I will be making a bacon cheeseburger pie. Let me show you how. Let's begin. All right, so what I'm going to use is 1 pound of ground beef. So I'm going to brown my ground beef. And as I begin to ground my ground beef, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the Dash Original. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the caramelized onion burger seasoning. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the oregano leaves, dried. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the Italian seasoning. I'm going to add 1/4 tablespoon of black pepper for taste. Alright, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain all the excess fat off of this ground beef and set it to the side. Okay, so I'm going to take a pike of thick bacon. You want it to be thick bacon and not the original thin cut bacon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a baking sheet and then I'm going to line it with my parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my bacon on this parchment paper. I'm going to use about 5 or 6 pieces, okay? And then I'm going to put it in my preheated oven, 350 degrees. I'm going to bake this for 20 to 25 minutes or until the bacon is caramelized. Baking your bacon versus frying it in a pan. Bacon keeps your bacon soft but crispy. And baking your bacon, it also keeps the original size, the length of the bacon, even after it cooks. All right, so we're gonna cut our bacon up into about 1-inch thick pieces. All right, so we're going to set our bacon to the side. So I'm going to take a bowl and I'm going to put about 1 and 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You can also use self-rising flour as well. Next, I want to add about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the salt and the flour up. Next, I'm going to take about 1/3 cup of butter. You can also use shortening as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my butter up into pieces. And I'm going to add it into my flour. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this butter into this flour by pinching the flour and the butter together until the butter is evenly distributed throughout the entire flour. All right, so I'm going to use my hands for this method. Okay, so now as you can see that my butter has formed to my flour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of water. And then what I'm going to do is I want to mix this all up together until it forms into one big ball. Okay, as you can see, it formed into one big ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the floured surface and we're going to roll it out. And your crust, it does crumble up easily. You just have to be gentle as you roll it out, and the more you roll it out, the smoother it'll become. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that this is going to be the right size to fit our pie dish. And I'm going to place it in the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to bake this for about 15 minutes until it is golden and brown. This will prevent our crust from becoming soggy. So I'm going to take about 1/4 cup of some heavy cream. Then I'm going to add 3 large eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk this together. This mixture will hold the pie ingredients together. So I'm going to use my freshly made pie crust. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the bottom of my pie crust with my ground beef I prepared earlier. I want to make sure that it's evenly coated, spread it. Okay, and then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the top of this ground beef with some bacon pieces. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my egg mixture and I'm going to pour it over the top. This egg mixture is the substance that will hold the ingredients together in a solid form. So next I'm going to take 1 cup of shredded cheese and I'm going to sprinkle it on the top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this in the oven under 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the pie is set and golden. Now while that's baking, let's make our cheddar cheese spread. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt my butter. So once my butter begin to melt, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to stir this up. So next, I'm going to add in 1 cup of some heavy whipping cream. And I'm just stirring it until it becomes smooth and creamy. So now I'm going to add in 1 cup of sharp shredded cheddar cheese. So my cheese is starting to thick up, but I don't want it thick. I want it to be thinner than this. So I'm going to add 1/4 cup more of the heavy whipping cream to thin it out. All right, so we're going to take this off the stove so we don't overcook our cheese sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer my cheese sauce into this bowl. So now what I want to do is I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper for taste. Then I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt for taste. Then I'm going to fold it in. Okay, there you have it, our cheese sauce. And if you're looking for your cheddar cheese sauce to be thinner, just use 1 cup of whole milk instead of the heavy whipping cream. So my cheese has not melted all the way, so I want to take my cheese sauce and I just want to spread it on the top
And then I'm going to throw it back in the oven for another 5 minutes. Or until my cheese is nice and golden. All right, I think we got it all. We're going to put this back in the oven for 5 more minutes.
Let's check on it.
Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cooked bacon and I'm just going to spread it on the top.
And this is after that cheese sauce has been baked that additional 5 minutes.
So now once this cools, then we'll cut it and give it a try.
It's that time.
Let's give it a try.
Now that it's cooled and we have given the cheese enough time to settle or completely set. My knife cuts through this pie easy and smoothly. I'm just want to be very cautious once I lift the pie up that it does not crumble. So I'm just being gentle as I remove the pie from out of the pan.
Oh wow, look at that.
Now look at our first slice, how it comes out full and then tight.
All right, so what do you like on your cheeseburger? Mine's, I'm gonna add a few chopped pickles. I'm gonna add a few chopped onions. And I'm gonna add just a dash of sour cream on top. All right. All right. I'm trying not to make a mess,
But I don't think there's no easier way to eat this.
delicious.
This is the same way of eating a cheeseburger without the bread or the bun. It just has a flaky, crispy crust to it instead. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button and also share the video. Again, everyone, thank you for tuning in and watching my channel, Berryjuicysweet Dishes. Bye for now. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button and also share the video. Again, everyone, thank you for tuning in and watching my channel, Berry Juicy Sweet Dishes. Bye for now.